And honestly, sometimes that goes a longer way. And I was going to say, too, with what you were saying, doing it independent, and I just told you I'd watched that You Are Here show, and Eric July said now is like one of the best times to be a creator because what people want is not what they are being given. Look at this Let's Go Brandon song. But for real, though, I follow the guy. Oh, God. And
Look it up.
I'll look it up, but he was #1 in the charts on Apple iTunes. The Billboard, he made it into the top 40, I want to say, or top 100. I can't know the cutoff, but he's up there right now. And the song was competing with Adele's new song. And I've been following him on Twitter and everything, and he was #1 for holding the position. And what had happened was he was explaining this on an episode I'd watched where he's monitoring the numbers so he can clearly see how well it's doing, and he is very aware of the payday that he's about to receive. And Adele's song just went back to the top out of nowhere, and what he hypothesized was that he thinks that her record label is actually buying records of the song to make it appear as if it's still outperforming his. I don't know if that's true, but that's something he just suggested because I don't know if how did a song like that even gets to the top 2. You know what I mean? Like
it's bound to fluctuate, and it's sad to say
he was doing some analytics based on other hits to where like the fluctuation shouldn't be existing based on his numbers.
Right.
For #1 spot.
I think what he is surmising is true. And he's another one.
Yeah,
I'd love to somehow zoom in and fucking talk to us. I'm willing to talk to any of these people who are out there being counterculture creators.
Right.
That is not, while you look that up, that is not at all a crazy concept. There was a ton of, I'm burpy, contention with one of the Tekashi 6ix9ine Nicki Minaj singles. I can't remember who they were trying to beat, but the joke was Nicki Minaj was like the best #2 out there. Mm-hmm. Every single, whether it was that Starships, I'm meant to fly.
Oh, yeah, I remember that song.
Bullshit-ass song. Call her a hip-hop artist with that. Yeah, Nicki's a great rapper. That's not a hip-hop song. She is. She is a great rapper.
I know.
She was perpetually #2, and then was bitching about how, I think it was Chance the Rapper, had some, and he's more independent than not, had some sort of backdoor deal where he was selling bundles. Like if you buy a shirt, you're also buying the album, and it boosted sales. And then it came out, Tekashi 6ix9ine, that fucker, was the one who initially exposed someone else for doing this, saying, look, I think it was like Taylor Swift and somebody else just jumped 70,000 units overnight, like in the span of an hour after the song had already died off. How does that happen? And he was saying the record company does shit like that. They buy it to bounce their person to #1. And then fast forward a couple months, he and Nicki Minaj did the same thing, and she finally got her first #1 attached to this fucking snitch, bitch-ass motherfucker. But
well, I think that's one, in that example, that's one reason to do it. But in this example, I feel like it's kind of insidious in a way because they know, like they know, because the industry on that level is in on the agenda.
Correct.
So when they see a rogue, like Bryson Gray, that was his name.
Okay.
A rogue, he literally said it took him like an hour to write this song too.
I love that. I love that more than anything.
Yeah, you need to watch this interview because he literally says like he didn't want to even write it, and what happened was because there's multiple versions of this song out now. Let's Go Brandon, and I guess he had a friend who said, "Hey man, you need to make one that my son can listen to because this Bryson Gray doesn't cuss," and he was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it. No, I'm gonna do it." Does it? Writes it in like an hour, and now it's competing with Adele.
And I think, well, he and you bringing up the point are spot on that one, record labels still have a tremendous chip on their shoulder from these independent guys and these streaming guys.
For sure.
But two, are getting some sort of tremendous pressure from some sector of the political sphere where they're like, how the fuck are you letting this be number one? Get it the fuck off of the fucking charts!
That's exactly what I picture. I literally picture the ruling elite class going up to these music companies or these movies, production houses, and they're just like, this cannot happen. You need to get this song down the list right now. I don't care what you have to do. Make it happen. Slams the scotch down.
It seems, because we've seen it in movies before, it does seem theatrical. But one, movies are basing that off of something.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning there's some slick writer who probably sat in a room where shit like that happened. And two, just using practical reasoning, look at the climate of the world. Look at what content and namely the brand messaging behind that content and ultimately the political ideology fueling that content. We can see where somebody like you or I comes in, creates a smash hit directly mocking the agenda-driven content. They're going to get tremendous heat and be very upset about it.
Right, because it's also very difficult to control when it's these independent artists coming up. I mean, they're doing everything they can. I mean, YouTube's banned the song.
Have they really?
A version of it because they claim there was medical misinformation because he mentions at one point.
Dingo!
I don't know exactly the lyrics, but it's not on YouTube anymore. It's still streaming on Spotify. You can still buy it on Apple. But that's what I'm saying. Like the juggernauts zoned in on their target quickly when this, and I love it though.
I love it too.
It's amazing. And I think it only fuels it when they get targeted at this point now. You know what I mean?
The Barbara Streisand effect. She didn't want, I want to say it was, she wanted paparazzi to lay off, like TMZ and stuff, lay off pictures of her brand new 75-acre wide mansion, whatever. I mean, that's being ridiculous, but she had a palatial estate. And people were doing helicopter pics and all this stuff and saying, look at Barbara.
Can you imagine being a paparazzi? Got it, boss. Let's get out of here.
It is like a gun. You got your DSLR pictures.
God damn.
It's a crazy world. I part of me in the back of my head when you were talking about an LA move, I was like, I could probably be a fucking paparazzi.
Dude, you could, that's...
Brittany,
I can totally see you doing that. I mean, you already practiced at Cedar Rapids. Ben, of course, I have not asked a question.
Yeah, and I mean, that's how you have to be. But
that's how you have to be.
Back to Barbara Streisand, she put out a bunch of statements saying, do not take pictures of my home. She's not British.
Like, okay,
we won't. Let's do it 4,000 times as hard.
Get the chopper.
Exactly. So when you Google the Barbara Streisand effect, the literal definition is somebody opposing something and then the direct opposite result happens.
Exactly. That is exactly what happened with this whole phrase, why there's a song, Let's Go Brandon. I mean, they've done like...
Can you imagine being the
They're calling it moronic. They're saying all this dumb shit. It just makes it go ahead. Can you imagine what?
It's the funniest thing that has happened in 2021. I'll say that. And can you imagine being that reporter, the NASCAR lady?
Oh my God. I think that'd be hilarious. I wish I would be like, I cannot believe it. I can't believe it.
She should cash in.
She should cash in.
She should have trademarked it. And
that would be my next biography about myself. Lauren Shaw. Let's go, Brandon.
The Let's Go Brandon story. Let's go. Her book should be called Let's Go Lauren.
Let's go Lauren.
Free PR, bitch. You're not a bitch. I just say that word.
The day I was able to retire from reporting NASCAR.
She started by ultimately trying to, one, keep her job, understandably, because when there's a ravenous crowd of very conservative, usually NASCAR fans screaming,
exactly.
"Fuck Joe Biden!" da, 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 da.
You can hear it now. Let's go, Brandon. Yeah. What do I do, John? What do I do in this situation?
Oh, imagine, oh my God, walking back to the fucking broadcast booth. What the fuck would you have done, Peter?
Yeah, exactly. You could clearly hear they were saying, fuck Joe Biden. What am I supposed to do? Address the chant? Oh, God.